Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Life is Better with Music with Gavin and Mitchell. Before we get started this week on the show choir finale, we do just kind of want to address some things that him and I discussed after our episode last week. Just some things that we kind of had go through our minds the last couple weeks because this season has been a little off. We apologize for that. It has not been to the level of our previous seasons, like for Drum Corps, Bands of America. Just been a very busy past couple months, so it kind of looks like we were cutting corners, and we're cutting a little bit of corners here and there. Um, but from now on, you're going to see us kind of go back to that DCI format, and we're going to be bringing some stuff from our old podcast, Musicians List Arts, in. What I mean by that is kind of when we address show choir specifically and things that maybe he's more comfortable with than me, and maybe I'm more comfortable with than him. We're going to kind of be like, okay, well, you watch the visual aspect and I'll listen to the music, or vice versa. Or if there's other elements of the show, we'll kind of split it up so we can divide and conquer instead of just both watching something that maybe he knows 100% and I don't know 100%. So that's kind of the first thing that we're going to be going through. Is you'll notice that today. Next thing is we're going to be going through a new thumbnail for every week. It's going to be kind of a new structure for it. It won't be on this week's episode, but next week's it will be that. We'll have a new thumbnail structure, which will be good. Just so it's not just like a picture, just so we have like a nice image for the front of our episodes that we can kind of use throughout. Just kind of like what we did with our old podcast. Kind of bring something like that back here. And besides for that, now addressing the future. So this week is the show choir finale. Show choir fame is over. There is still a couple more weeks of show choir going on, but we may touch on it a couple times throughout the next couple weeks, just briefly, not anything huge, but we are gonna kind of call it, I guess, quits on show choir now, just because fame's done. We got two short clips we're gonna go through. I had three, but something in the uploading process, the third one didn't upload, so we just have kind of two clips of shows and like two scores to look at, and a Google Drive, kind of like what we used to do. But so yeah, this week will be show choir. Next week we're going to be doing the WGI guard prep, kind of what to expect for the WGI guard nationals and world championships and stuff like that. Then the week after that will be WGI wind and perk prep, and the ending of guard, kind of like the recap of guard. And the following one after that will be kind of the WGI finale, kind of wrapping all of it up. Have some of our favorite shows come out, kind of just look at clips of, maybe a favorite show overall for me, overall for him, not one for each category, just kind of overall. And that will end season 4. And then we'll jump into season 5, which is kind of that off season building into drum corps. And we'll have like a full episode on, Mitchell's musical journey, a tagging jazz on top of that. So we can have kind of like the jazz elements and favorite pieces of jazz and kind of just tie it into his story. And then that following week, we'll have my musical journey, and we'll kind of tie wind ensemble into that, just because those are the biggest points of our musical journeys for us. And we just kind of want to loop it up, have an extra conversation show. It's not just about, where we came from in the music background. And then after that, we'll start having like guests on, future hosts, and other topics every week until DCI gets up and running in July. So, I mean, without further ado, that's kind of everything there. Before we get started, though, just want to make sure we touch on the shows. There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and very irritating to me, but I won't address that on podcast just because being professional. But we are about to make a big change on Hades, flip it over, and invite somebody new to the project to do percussion parts, so we can actually get that up and running. So the show's out there, since everything's behind schedule, which is upsetting, but things happen and people aren't interested anymore in being a part of the project, which is, fine. But I know somebody else who seems eager to get started. So we're going to kind of invite them in, get the project up and running again, try and clean it up because all my end is done. I just need a perk person to clean it up. That's all I need. Just because I'm not a percussion guy, so I can't write a percussion part. That's,
Right.
hard as stone. So I'd rather have someone who's from a percussion background come in and clean it up, put their take on it, take these percussion and front ensemble parts to them, have that be kind of their child in the projects, just so it's not just a one man music show, you know what I mean? But besides for that, let's get started. So, yeah, show choir finale. We have our nice little Google Drive here. If it will pop up here. Can you see it yet, Mitchell?
I can.
You can.
Yes, I can.
You see the drive? Okay. It says on my
Wait,
end that
now
it
the
is.
screen now the screen just went black. That's Oh,
Oh
never mind.
Lord.
Right, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay, there we go.
There we
Sweet.
go.
So, uh, moving on to this. So we have our show choir fame national scores here. We have first place innovation Johnston High School. They got best vocals, choreography, best choreography, band, show design, crew, diction. I almost said dictation. Um, Most original selection, tightrope, best male soloist Cameron Cabalbo. I don't want to hope I didn't butcher that. And then second place, Rhythm and Gold, Bloomington Kennedy High School.
Sophia
Best
Hansen.
so yeah, for best female stage president and soloist. Third place we got Gold Norris High School. They got the Fame Award. And then fourth place is Northern Lights, Northridge High School. And then Synergy, fifth place for Johnston High School. And they got the best male stage presence, Kyron Pope. You think that's right?
Yeah,
Kyron
something
Pope.
like that. Yeah.
And then Evolution in sixth place with American Leadership Academy and then the women's division, Starlights Northridge High School. So congrats to all these groups. I think we have Rhythm and Gold here that we will be watching for the show choir
Cool.
fame match. Just a little, yeah, Rhythm and Gold. Just
Yep.
a little clip for them.
There it is.
And then before we get into that, we have Show Choir Nationals Tennessee. Um, in their
Are you
first
from
place,
Tennessee? Because
yeah,
you're the only
Tennessee.
10 I see.
Yeah, 10th Street Edition. See that worked. The grand
Uh,
champion here
I'm so
is
smart. I am
10th,
so smart. Oh my God.
10th Street Edition,
I see the
Linmar High
future.
School. Best vocals, choreography, band, outstanding male soloist for prelims and finals. I don't want to butcher that, but Grant
No,
Galloway.
yeah.
And then outstanding male or female soloist for finals, Kyra Cons. I think that might be right.
Who
And then the male
knows?
performer will be that same name I really don't want to butcher. So if
No,
that's you, I'm sorry.
I'm going not to attempt because I would butcher that.
Yeah. And then in second place, we have the network, Homewood High School. They're the first runner up. Outstanding female soloist for prelims, Alyssa Culverhouse.
Yeah,
And then same for the performer for finals. And then Music Educator Lifetime Achievement Award, Scott Thorne. So
cool.
congratulations to all of you guys.
Yeah,
First edition, Findlay High School. The second runner up, Deborah Morgan Best Crew Award for prelims. Riverside Company, Hastings High School as third runner up. Deborah Morgan Best Crew Award finals. And then the outstanding male performer for prelims, Nathan Barker. And then in the fourth runner up, we got counterpoints at North Central High School. And then the fifth runner up is Swing Stations, Mount
I
Zion High
guess. Yeah.
School.
Can we
So
just say second, third, fourth, fifth place? That's just
yeah, I think we already had a talk about this a couple episodes ago about it. Is I just prefer one, two, three, four, five, six.
I was gonna
Um,
say, why does it? Why are you like? It's. I feel like it's
the
just kind of trying to make people feel good.
yeah, I mean that's fine, but
It's like,
It
does
just
it
because you
really
even heard
matter
me.
that much?
Yeah, I almost was saying place, but then I was like, wait, fourth
Yeah.
runner up.
It's
Um,
just, yeah, I was
I
like,
guess
what?
it's depends on the competition, I guess, and like how the organization wants to run their show or
Yeah.
the placements, which is fine. Everyone can have something different, but I prefer the placements, just
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. But let's start with the Kennedy Rhythm and Gold here. So before they start, this is a little short clip. Um, what do you want to do? You want to do music or visual?
I'll do music.
Music. Okay, I'll look at the visuals. A little far, but I'll try my best. Little minute clip. Nothing too long. We don't need to watch the whole show, but just see what they brought to the table here. So let's go. I mean, for a short little clip, I can
Yeah.
definitely see a lot of really good things going on in that group. I watched a little longer from the clip I took off of YouTube just because I wanted to
Gotcha.
see a little bit more of what the show is about.
Yeah.
For that being the ballad, a lot of show choirs they kind of take a break in the ballad. They
Yeah.
stand, pose very structurally, just so they can kind of like breathe and sing out the ballad as much as possible. Because I think
Yes.
personally the ballad's the hardest part because
Oh yeah,
just
most
did
definitely.
like for how we did it. It was two fast pieces. You're already halfway through the show. You're tired. Yeah, you're standing still, but you're out of breath, and you're trying to sing like this complex ballad with a lot of parts going on. And then you still got two more moves or two more movements after that in the structure we did it in. So it was like too fast, one slow, too fast.
Yeah.
Um, but for visual, they did a lot of expression in their bodies, using their hands. If I could see their face, I guarantee you there were a lot of facials going on just with how I saw their body moving. And it seems like they were very into that ballad and they were definitely selling the performance with that being at this was the Fame show. So being at Fame Nationals, they were definitely putting it all out there. Um, I need to see the first place show to kind of have my opinion to see like
Yeah.
who I think may have should have gotten first or second, but it
Yeah.
seems like those judges really liked the what is innovation. Who's that? Yeah, innovation because they have a lot of those like caption awards. But I think overall, visually for that small clip, and it being a ballad, definitely a high level of performance.
Yeah.
So, what about music for you?
Musically, I thought it was pretty solid too. I mean, it all sounded really good. It's not like anyone was like sticking out, really. I think everyone
Hmm.
was just doing their job, from that small clip.
Yeah,
Obviously it's pretty soloistic, which
yeah,
is
it's
fun.
the end of ballad, nice solo,
Right.
um, nice blend of parts. Because again, I was listening a little bit. Nice blend of parts
Yeah.
overall.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no, it worked. It all worked well.
oh yeah, and then
Well,
that forte
definitely.
piano, a nice little forte piano thing that might happen towards the end there. Love that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, overall great show. Um, there was a longer clip I had. It was like a 1 minute clip, a 2 minute clip, and a 3 minute clip. But the 3 minute clip didn't want to upload,
Of
so I was
course
kind of
not.
like, okay. So I was kind of like, okay, well, at least I got two of them up, so we have one from each show. Because I think the other one was from a third show, so it was gonna be like kind of three different shows going on, which I kind of wish we could have done, but with what we have for now, Next
Yeah.
time, I'm gonna make sure I do it the day before, so we don't have this problem because we were waiting for like an hour and a half for this to upload, and we're just like, okay, we're just gonna go ahead
We're
and
just
do the
gonna go.
two then.
We're just gonna go with it.
Um, but yeah, moving into the Tennessee show, we got 10th Street Edition, the first place group, and this clip, I was specifically took this clip for you, Mitchell,
Did you know?
because yeah, because I want you to do music, and there's a trombone player that comes on the stage, and I love that in show choir shows
Oh,
personally.
that's hype as heck.
Oh yeah, so let's get without further ado, let's get into this one.
Why
It
make
starts in the
war?
ballad.
Why make scenes? Why go against the grain? Why swim upstream? It ain't no use. You're bound to lose. What's done is done. That's the way the river runs. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Anyhow.
Once upon a time, the world night. Don't ask where, brother, don't ask where. There was a road to hell. It was hard time. There was a world to God. It's an old song. It's an old dance way back when. It's a sad song.
And we're gonna sing it again.
Yeah.
And that was the end of their show
Oh, that's
as
cool.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Homie played well. It had a groove. I like it.
oh yeah,
It's cool
it's
though.
I mean simple beat, but
It's something different.
definitely.
You don't see that ever in show choir shows.
But I think they were barefoot. I think they had no shoes on as well. From what I was like seeing and like because I was looking at their
Hey,
uniform and I
yo.
was like, I think I see like bare feet on that stage right now. Like, what's going on? Like I've never seen that personally. Um,
Yep.
maybe I was never like paying attention close enough to certain shows, but I've never seen like a show choir without
Oh,
like
I would totally
shoes.
like stub my toe or something.
Like I know like in WGI, like color guards do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's fine, but I've never seen like a show choir like, break down those dance moves and like the choreography in bare feet like that. So,
No.
but visually, um, it was a slower part. I don't know if there was, I guess, another slow part in the show. I didn't watch the full program, but again, from that selection, that ballad, some nice little staging. You got a
Oh
nice
yeah.
backdrop,
Oh yeah.
and
That was good.
yeah, and then you have like that the choreography kind of going on in the darkness of the stage because the
Yeah.
lights weren't on, and it built up in that nice like light turn on crescendo moment. So it kind of really did build into that ending kind of dance break going on. So I really did like the expressiveness of the choreography with the music. It definitely fit how loud
Oh
they were
yeah.
singing, how soft they were singing, and definitely a good end of the show in my opinion. So overall, very strong visual ensemble for them, and
Oh
very
yeah.
strong background and staging. And obviously, I love that the trombone came out, even if it was as simple as just kind of walking around the stage. It just showed off that nice groove going on underneath for that finale of the show.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah, that was super cool.
music for you.
Yeah.
Well, how did you
That
feel
was
over it?
I thought it was pretty cool. It sounded pretty good. Sounded really good. Like you said, it was kind of just a basic beat, but it had a groove.
Hmm.
It had a groove and it was fun. It was fun to listen to.
I think they also had like a pretty good overall blend,
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah, most definitely.
and then
They
that's
definitely.
in that small clip. Sorry, it's you can definitely see they can sing really well quietly, and
Yes.
then sing really well as they get up there. So, and that's what I always look for. It's kind of like with band,
Oh,
it's like
yeah. Can
it's
you can play
harder to
loud,
play.
but you can play loud, but can you play quiet?
Exactly. And that's the same thing with singing. Is can
That's my
you
one thing with
sing
Texas bands.
can you sing
Loud.
with a full ensemble in a beautiful tone at a quiet level like you do at the louder level? So,
Right.
but overall, great job to 10th Street Edition. I think overall, if I had went through all of these shows, definitely they got that best choreography, the best vocals, best band, just from that small clip. Like that's a strong ensemble musically and visually that they have. So I
Oh,
honestly kind of wish I got to see that show live. That's definitely an impressive show. So
yeah.
overall, I think
Mm.
two small clips, two great ensembles, definitely top of their tier. We apologize again that this show choir WGI flip flop for this season was really off. Next year, I think we're gonna kind of do just gonna put them all in the same episode, do a little like half episode here, half that, just so we're just touching it every week, so we don't have to think 2 weeks ahead. Just so it's like, oh, we'll watch the WGI clips, like a couple of
Yeah.
that. We'll watch some show choir clips, like maybe one or two of each, just so
Yeah.
we're touching that. So we're kind of already planning for next year
Um,
in that
yeah.
scenario.
Yeah. Do we want to talk a little bit quickly? Just, get a little bit of head start on WGI prep as well, because obviously that's coming up. Um,
Oh yeah.
there's personally I've got a couple groups that I'm really watching. Like early on, like
Hmm.
personally I'm looking for my people and then his people. Uh being Carmel and Tarpon, being pretty darn close in terms of scoring at different shows, but
Yeah, they got the same scores at two
or
different shows.
yeah, and
So
I'm a really big fan of Tarpon show this year. I think it's really cool. I love that I love that they have that little band
mhm.
and they're kind of going in like an entire theme this year of like kind of like street kind of different.
Oh, and if honestly, I think that's something that Janine Ford does with the Winter Guard. It's usually
Oh, really?
like the World Guard shows kind of themed, or at least one of the two shows has something from the marching program.
Yeah.
Because if I think it was the World Guard in 2017, they after Madness they did like a little bike show.
Oh, really?
So they had the bikes from Madness. So it
Yeah.
was kind of like that same theme going
Well,
on.
I love that they have the musicians in there too. I think it's
Oh
cool
yeah.
that they're playing the track. It's not just a automated track. It's there's some Stevie Wonder in there.
Hmm.
Really cool show.
It's
I was
it's
gonna
a
say
definitely something that I think.
if it's not Carmel bringing home the trophy, I'd much rather it be Tarpon than anyone else other than Carmel.
Hmm. I think both shows because I did take a minute to watch both shows the other day, and because preparing for like next week's episode, we'll talk more depth into this like World
Yeah,
Guard prep and what we expect to kind of happen.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
he's gonna be coming up to watch live on
Yes,
Flow with
sir.
me, so we're gonna be kind of sitting there watching it together, get to have our
Yeah.
opinions at the same
Yeah.
time. So definitely looking at those and I'm definitely in the zone to see who takes it.
Yeah.
Now, Carmel, Tarpon. Usually Tarpon wouldn't come during indie years, but I guess they're doing everything this year. They got Macy's, they had Indy, they have Dayton, like they have everything. Like, where'd all that money come
I
from?
couldn't tell you, man. I could
Like,
not tell you. That's an interesting question. I would like to know myself.
the directors must have been pushing a lot and a lot of fundraising. I don't because that's a lot of traveling from Florida
Yeah.
to Ohio, Florida to Indy. That's the same distance basically, and then Florida to New York.
Right. Yeah. And they
Like that's
bust up to New York. No, thank you.
yeah, that's that's a
Carmel
lot.
bust out to New York, but it's like a 10-hour drive probably.
Oh, yeah, it's probably like, God, I don't
20.
even, yeah, 20-ish,
I
if
don't
not
know.
more, because it's a bus, so it may
Yeah.
take a little longer. Just
Yeah,
like,
but they have a very strong show this year, and I'm gonna be honest, I am really jealous that not like Carmel didn't do that, something like that. Carmel didn't have wind players. I would totally have gone to volunteer my services to play in like a little wind ensemble for
Mhm.
the color guard. I would
I,
totally do that.
I think that's a really cool thing that some color guard groups can do.
I think it's a
Is
really cool concept.
it's because the color guard just have a track, so why not, if it's a wind track,
Yeah,
have some wind players playing?
yeah.
And I know some groups have like a vocalist going on. I've
And
seen that a lot
it's
more
right up
frequently.
it's right up my alley with in terms of like genre,
Hmm.
it's swinging, dude. It's fantastic. I love it. And
So
when
we
we
know.
talk about jazz, there's a lot of different connections there. Like there's some very fun shows that we've seen over the past couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Archbishop Alter, to say one, they were
Hmm.
grooving this year with that Stevie Wonder show. Um, that was fun. That was fun. If any band had to beat the Kentucky contingent, I much rather it be them than anyone else.
Hmm.
Do I think they should have? I don't know. I mean, I think Bourbon County should have taken 1A, but my thoughts. But yeah,
Well,
no. Um, we're looking to see some fun, awesome performances this next week. Uh,
oh, definitely. I'm
next weekend it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward. I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing what
these
seeing
groups put
how they
out.
clean. Yeah, seeing how they clean, and this is the final show. So
It's
this
always awesome.
now, yeah,
It's always great to see that last show,
yeah,
especially if you were kind of following through that season, so you kind of
yeah.
see that
The culmin,
progress.
yeah.
Exactly. Just like when we watch a drum corps show the first day on, the opening tour,
Oh
tour debut, when you see these shows for the first
man,
time and then you see them in like finals and,
I,
semifinals and prelims.
I have a thought on that. Personally, when I was watching Tour Premiere, I don't know if you watched Tour Premiere. I don't know if I said anything, but there was a group who I immediately told you they're definitely on the bubble this year. There's no way they're not. You know the group I'm talking about. I'm not gonna name any names, but
Hmm.
Anna beat them. Sorry, just that's all I have to say. I rest my case.
Um, well, we got enough time until drum corps. It's April,
We need to have an
so
episode of just drum corps hot takes.
no, we won't do that. Maybe when we have more hosts, but
Oh, I want
so it's not
that.
just you and me going back and forth on that, because you and I
Oh,
we have some differing opinions on certain things,
oh,
but
we had some very differing opinions. Devil's 18 was robbed.
no, no, we're not starting this.
We just did.
Besides for that, show choir, we won't be touching on it on a full episode for the rest of this year until kind of that Bands of America time. We'll touch on it here and there, building up into next season. Throughout these next couple WGI episodes, if there's something like major that I notice go on, we'll kind of pop in maybe 5 minutes, not even address it. Besides for that, though, you're gonna be seeing this on April 5th, which is my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Shout out to myself. Um, yeah, I'll be editing this 2 hours and 50 minutes before my birthday. So, taking my time and I'm on vacation anyway, so I really don't mind.
Yeah, you're not
So
doing much tomorrow.
I'm not doing much tomorrow.
You're just chilling.
I'll just be, there's like, it's gonna be very windy, so I don't
Oh,
like.
is it really?
It's apparently like some storms that are gonna happen, so I'm kind of like, can I even go out to like, a Japanese steakhouse or something? Like I wanna go do some hibachi and stuff, like something. But that doesn't matter to y'all. But besides that, please, if you're not already, follow the Instagram, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to the channel. Just go through the website frequently. There are going to be some changes going on there soon. Hopefully some new merch. I think I'm going to finally fold and put in the teddy bear because I think the teddy bear is so cool. I don't know why, but maybe my wife will want to raise Inspiring Productions teddy bear. Who knows? It's worth it if she wants it. So, but without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, we apologize for it kind of being weird, but next week, WGI guard prep. Have your ideas so you can comment them in the comment them below so we can also have a conversation in the comments about it, maybe address it that following episode, see what a lot of people were thinking going into it. But without further ado, thank you all for tuning in, and thanks for bearing with us, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.